Pause just for a moment, halt the relentless march of your day, the ceaseless chatter of the world outside and within. Because what if I told you that the most profound truths about your existence, about who you truly are and why you are here, have been deliberately veiled, locked away in the annals of forgotten history? Have you ever felt it? That subtle, persistent whisper in the quiet moments, suggesting there's more to this life, more to you than what you've been led to believe. A sense that the script you're living was pennied by a hand unseen, with a purpose far grander than the daily struggles and fleeting triumphs. Prepare yourself, for we are about to embark on a journey into a secret, a revelation so ancient and so potent, it was deemed too dangerous for humanity to know. A secret that, once understood, could irrevocably alter your perception of reality, of your past, your present, and the infinite expanse of your future. Imagine a manuscript, its pages brittle with the passage of 12 centuries, its ink faded, but its message burning with an unquenchable light. Let us call it the Codex Animae, the Chronicle of the Soul. Pennied around the 8th century, perhaps in a secluded scriptorium where philosophical embers still glowed against the encroaching darkness of a changing world, or maybe hidden within the silent heart of a desert monastery. Its wisdom was a direct affront to the burgeoning powers that sought to simplify, to control, the narrative of human spirituality. This wasn't a doctrine of sin and salvation as dictated by the few. It was a map, a meticulously detailed cartography of the soul's odyssey before it even touches the shores of physical existence. For centuries, this knowledge was not merely lost, it was suppressed, its custodians hunted, its copies burned. Why? Because to understand the intricate, conscious choices made before birth is to reclaim an inherent power, a sovereignty of spirit that no earthly authority can bestow or revoke. The Codex Animae speaks not of a soul passively cast into life, but of a conscious architect, a divine traveler preparing for a profound mission. It unveils the sacred stages, the deliberate processes your very own soul undertook in its journey towards this incarnation. The Chronomicon begins not with a void, but with an ocean of consciousness, a boundless expanse of unity where individual souls, like droplets, exist in a state of perfect communion and undifferentiated bliss. Yet within this serene wholeness, a unique stirring begins. It's described as a whispering summons, a subtle, almost imperceptible vibration. This isn't a command from an external deity, but an intrinsic impulse arising from the soul's core, a divine curiosity, a yearning for a specific hue of experience, a desire to understand a facet of love or wisdom that can only be truly grasped through the lens of individuated existence. Think of it as a cosmic artist, content in their gallery of masterpieces, suddenly envisioning a new color, a new texture that requires a fresh canvas and a unique set of tools. This summons isn't driven by lack, but by the inherent creative impulse of the universe itself, seeking to know itself more fully through each unique soul's journey. The soul, in this primordial state, recognizes a potential for growth, a karmic thread to be woven, or a service to be rendered that necessitates the immersive experience of physicality. It's a courageous first step, a voluntary movement from the boundless into the potential for form, a quiet yes to the grand adventure of becoming. This stage challenges the notion of life as an accident. Instead, it paints a picture of profound intentionality, where the journey into separation is paradoxically an act of ultimate connection to the all. Once the soul answers this inner summons, the Chronomicon describes its passage into what can be envisioned as a council of light. This isn't a courtroom of judgment, but a luminous gathering of wise, compassionate elder souls, spiritual guides, or perhaps even aspects of the soul's own higher self. Here, in an environment of unconditional love and profound clarity, a life review of a different kind takes place. It's not about past transgressions in a punitive sense, but about understanding the intricate tapestry of cause and effect, the karmic threads woven through countless experiences. Imagine your soul, bathed in this ethereal light, examining the patterns, the unresolved energies, the lessons learned and those still beckoning. It's a process of deep understanding, where the soul sees how its past actions, intentions, and relationships have shaped its current vibrational signature. The council acts as loving mirrors, reflecting back the soul's journey with wisdom, helping it to identify the experiences that would best serve its evolution in the upcoming incarnation. Are there specific relationships that need healing? Is there a particular virtue, like compassion or courage, that the soul wishes to master, or perhaps a unique gift it wishes to share with the world? This is where the broader strokes of the life's purpose begin to take shape, not as a rigid destiny, but as a set of potentials and opportunities aligned with the soul's deepest aspirations for growth and contribution. It's a co-creative process, where the soul actively participates in understanding its own karmic curriculum. With the karmic lessons and evolutionary goals clarified, the soul, guided by the wisdom of the council, enters a phase the Chronomicon calls the celestial blueprinting. This is where the abstract intentions begin to translate into the specific parameters of the forthcoming life. And yes, this includes the courageous and often misunderstood act of choosing. Choosing what? The text suggests souls have a profound say in selecting their parentage, not necessarily for comfort, but for the precise energetic and genetic environment conducive to their learning. They choose the cultural milieu, the historical period, even the primary challenges and inherent talents that will define their earthly sojourn. Think of a master sculptor selecting the perfect block of marble, flaws and all, because those very flaws will contribute to the unique beauty of the final piece. Or an astronaut meticulously planning every detail of a mission to a new planet, anticipating the difficulties and the discoveries. This isn't about choosing suffering for its own sake, but about selecting the optimal conditions for the soul's pre-agreed lessons. Soul contracts are also forged or reaffirmed here, agreements with other souls who will play significant roles, be they catalysts for growth, sources of immense love, or partners in shared missions. The body itself, its strengths and vulnerabilities, is also considered, chosen as the perfect instrument for the soul's intended symphony. This stage is a testament to the soul's incredible foresight and bravery, consciously embracing a life script designed for ultimate spiritual expansion. Perhaps one of the most perplexing yet crucial stages described in the Chronomicon is what it terms the drape of oblivion or the sacred forgetting. As the soul prepares for its descent into the dense vibrations of the physical realm, a veil is drawn across its vast cosmic memory. The recollection of past lives, the awareness of its spiritual guides, the intricate details of the life plan, all are gently shrouded. Why this forgetting? It sounds like a cruel trick, but the ancient text explains its profound necessity. Imagine trying to live a life with the full weight of 1,000 past experiences, loves, and losses constantly in your conscious mind. The overwhelm would be paralyzing. True, authentic experience in the present moment requires a degree of immersion, a beginner's mind. The forgetting allows for genuine discovery, for choices to be made with a sense of real consequence within the context of this life. It fosters resilience, as we learn to navigate challenges without the cheat sheet of our pre-life planning. Furthermore, it allows for the lessons of unconditional love and faith to truly blossom. To love without remembering past betrayals, to trust without knowing the full cosmic picture. This isn't an erasure, the Chronomicon insists, but a temporary suspension of access. The memories, the wisdom are still there, encoded deep within the soul's essence, often surfacing as intuition, déjà vu, innate talents, or inexplicable affinities. The veil is permeable, thinned by spiritual practice, moments of profound insight, or at the transition of death. It's a merciful act, ensuring that the soul can fully engage with the unique curriculum of its current human classroom. The final stage before the soul fully anchors into the physical is depicted as the confluence, a delicate and sacred merging of the ethereal with the material. As the chosen embryo develops, the soul begins to weave its energetic presence around and within it. This isn't an instantaneous event, but a gradual process, a gentle descent and integration. The Chronomicon likens it to light entering a prism, taking on new qualities as it interacts with the denser medium. The soul, with its vast awareness, begins to attune itself to the nascent sensory apparatus of the fetus, experiencing the first stirrings of physical sensation, the muffled sounds of the womb, the mother's heartbeat becoming a cosmic rhythm. There's a sense of both anticipation and perhaps a poignant farewell to the unbounded freedom of the spirit realms. The soul brings with it the core essence of its purpose, the energetic imprint of its chosen lessons and gifts. This is where the unique vibration of the individual soul begins to meld with the genetic inheritance of the physical form, creating the singular being that will emerge into the world. It's a period of profound vulnerability and sacred imprinting, where the love and emotional state of the mother can have a significant impact on the incoming soul's initial experience of connection. The confluence culminates around the time of birth, when the soul takes its first independent breath, fully embracing the human journey it so courageously designed. It is the ultimate act of embodiment, the spirit made manifest, ready to begin the grand play of life. Now, as these ancient echoes from the Codex Animae resonate within you, pause and reflect. Does a part of you recognize this narrative, not as a fantastical tale, but as a forgotten memory stirring in the depths of your being? Have you ever looked into the eyes of a newborn and sensed an old, wise soul gazing back? Have you experienced inexplicable connections with certain people, as if you've known them across lifetimes, or felt an irresistible pull towards particular places or vocations, a sense of coming home or fulfilling a mission you can't quite name? Consider the challenges you've faced, the ones that seem to break you only to forge you into someone stronger, wiser. What if these weren't random cruelties of fate, but carefully selected crucibles chosen by your own soul for its profound purification and growth? If you could momentarily lift that drape of oblivion, what questions would you ask your pre-incarnate self about the choices made? What strengths, what hidden talents lie dormant within you, echoes of that celestial blueprint, waiting for your conscious recognition to blossom? This isn't just about understanding a theoretical process. It's about reclaiming your agency, your inherent dignity as a co-creator of your reality. When you begin to see your life not as a series of accidental happenings, but as a purposefully designed journey, every encounter, every joy, every sorrow takes on a sacred significance. The mundane becomes magical, and suffering itself can transform into a profound teacher. Does this deep, quiet knowing stir within you now? A sense that you are far more than your current circumstances, far more ancient and magnificent than you've allowed yourself to believe. Naturally, such profound revelations invite equally profound questions. If this intricate, conscious pre-planning exists, why was such transformative knowledge suppressed, as the Chronomicon suggests? The answer, perhaps, lies in the very nature of power and control. An awakened populace, aware of its inherent spiritual sovereignty and its pre-incarnate choices, is not easily manipulated. Individuals who understand their lives as purposeful missions, who see challenges as chosen catalysts for growth rather than divine punishments or random misfortunes, are less susceptible to fear-based narratives. They reclaim their power from external authorities and vest it within their own divine essence. To control the many, the few have often sought to control the story, to simplify the spiritual landscape into easily digestible and often disempowering doctrines. The Chronomicon, with its emphasis on soul agency and pre-birth consciousness, directly challenged such structures. Then there's the perennial question of suffering. If we choose aspects of our journey, why would we choose pain? The ancient text offers a perspective that shifts suffering from a mark of failure or cosmic injustice to a powerful, albeit difficult, instrument of evolution. Like a muscle that grows stronger under stress, the soul expands its capacity for compassion, resilience, and wisdom through navigating adversity. This isn't to say we choose every minor inconvenience, but the major themes, the core lessons, are often embedded in experiences that push us beyond our perceived limits. The pain is not the goal. The expansion through transcending that pain is. Death, in this light, is not a terrifying cessation of being, but a sacred transition, a return to a broader awareness, a shedding of the temporary costume after the play is done. The enemy, then, is not suffering, nor death, nor even those who sought to hide this truth. The true adversary is ignorance, the ignorance of our own magnificent, eternal nature. The Codex Animae, and whispers like it throughout history, are torches in that darkness, illuminating the path back to remembering who we truly are, divine architects of our own becoming. So what do we do with this rediscovered map, this echo from a forbidden past? How do we begin to lift our own personal drape of oblivion, even just a little? The Chronomicon, it is said, doesn't just describe the journey. It hints at the keys to remembering. It begins with stillness. In the quiet spaces between your thoughts, in meditation, in moments of deep connection with nature, the whispers of your soul's blueprint can be heard. Pay attention to your dreams, for they are often the playground where the subconscious and the superconscious meet, where symbols of your deeper purpose may surface. Cultivate your intuition, that gut feeling, that inner knowing. It is the compass your soul brought with it. Journal your inexplicable attractions, your recurring patterns, your deepest yearnings, for within them lie clues to your pre-chosen path. Understand that every person you meet, especially those who evoke strong reactions, may be a soul companion playing a role agreed upon in that council of light. Embrace your challenges not as burdens, but as opportunities meticulously designed for your highest growth. You now stand at a precipice of understanding. You can choose to dismiss this as mere fancy, or you can embrace the possibility that you are an ancient traveler, a courageous spirit who consciously chose this life, this very moment, for reasons profound and sacred. The forbidden knowledge is, in essence, the knowledge of your own magnificence. It's an invitation to live more consciously, more purposefully, more lovingly. For if the soul's journey before incarnation is so deliberate, so filled with intention, imagine the potential that awaits when you align your conscious human will with that original, divine intent. Remember, you are not a fleeting accident in a meaningless universe. You are a spark of the eternal, on a mission of love and learning. Live it fully, live it fearlessly. The greatest adventure is remembering.